tired, guys. Been edging. A lot to edge around here. A lot. I've got 18,000 square foot of beds. So wore out. But this today is June 5th. It's the day after I sprayed the Celiprin and stuff. I made a post. I showed it to what I was spraying. So I watered this morning. And it's getting ready to turn hot. It's getting ready to turn hot. It's supposed to be 89 tomorrow and the next day, and you know, it's getting warm, it's getting humid. So that's kind of going to be what this video is about. Getting some confusion, I guess. Folks asking about spraying products, and this goes for any products. It's not just the products that I sell, it's for any products you guys use. What you don't want to do is spray fertilizer or iron or even something like propiconazole. You know, it's a little bit hotter fungicide. You don't want to spray that stuff in the middle of the day. You don't want to spray it if it's dry and stressed out. You know, the best time to spray any of this stuff is early mornings or late afternoons. Iron, for example, you definitely don't want to spray that in the middle of the day and the sun sits there and bake it. Especially the 12 iron. You know, it can burn the tips. Something like the 1834, it could burn the tips also if it's hot and dry. That's why I recommend the 2900 in the summer. But for any products, you don't need to be spraying that stuff in the middle of the day. If you do have to spray it in the middle of the day, I would not spray it above 85 degrees. If it's 85 and above, I wouldn't spray anything. I'd just wait another day or do it early morning or late afternoon. I just don't want you guys to burn your yards up. And again, this is for any, it don't matter what kind of fertilizer. If you're spraying just straight ammonium sulfate or urea, whatever, wait till it's cooler. Do it early morning or late afternoon. This even goes for something like Nutsedge. This is the Kentucky bluegrass. The Nutsedge is coming back up in it. You can see it right there. So, with it being hot, I'm not going to spray it. I know it's an eyesore. It's not anything I'm majorly concerned about because it can be took out of fescue or Kentucky bluegrass relatively easy. It's not something that's real hard to control. It's a nuisance. You know, it comes back and stuff, but you know, when it cools down in the fall, it's gone, and then it'll be back next year. But this stuff is really, really bad here. It's always been just terrible. It's probably because the cow pastures, the fescue over there, it's got it in it pretty bad. My main yard, it's got a couple little spots, nothing major. This area always gets it bad also. So for something like this, I just don't recommend spraying when it's super hot in this. When I sprayed this the first time, it was in May and it was relatively cool, and I used the Smith's NXT, and I didn't see any turf discoloration. Sprayed some on the fescue on that side. Didn't see any turf discoloration, but I have made the mistake before and sprayed this when it's hot. And it even something like you know, sedge hammer, it'll ding the turf up pretty bad if it's real hot. So whether it's an eyesore or not, if it's scorching hot, don't spray it. If there's no moisture in the soil, no moisture in the grass, don't spray it, because it will ding your grass up. And that's any herbicide. Again, I don't want to repeat myself, but fertilizer, iron, even propiconazole. Biostimulants, I don't think you're gonna have no problem out of that if you have to spray them when they're hot. I mean, they ain't gonna, you know, most of that stuff's just organic, humic, and a few other little extracts and stuff, amino acids and stuff. But so for this right here, like it's nutsedge, you know, I've used Sedgehammer, I've used the Smith's NXT, I've used Solero. The quickest thing on this is the Smith's NXT. Low rate, it'll smoke it in about a day, 2 days max. Sedgehammer and Solero, they're pretty slow. Solero's a little bit faster than the Sedgehammer. It is also pretty expensive. The Solero is. But you know, again, you don't want to spray it when it's hot. So, but there is an abundant amount of, well, there's a bunch right there. I'm not sure if you can see it or not. There's an abundant amount in here, in this area, and this area over here is even worse. It's it's bad over here. It's always been bad. I mean, you can see it right there sticking up. It's everywhere in this area. It's almost to the point where I about have to blanket spray it. I mean, you got it right there, right there. Look at that edge. Lord. Yes, I use a string trimmer, and I use it's an attachment called the Edge It Pro. It's like a wheel, and it guides me, and it does fantastic on these rocks. That's a little bit different animal edging these rocks with a natural edge. There's no edge in here. It's just a natural edge. But that's what I use. It's called an Edge It Pro. You put it on your string trimmer. This bed right here, I think it's about 120 foot long. So then you got all this over here. The edge, I need to put some rocks right here. There's an abundant amount of nutsedge in this area again. It's really bad over here. I mean, you can, I don't know if you can see it all or not, but it's popped up everywhere. So I'll just take you guys for a little tour. That's basically the point of this video is, you know, don't be spraying this stuff when it's super hot. Wait till it's cooler. I got all this to edge. We'll just walk you around over here. Takes me about 2.5 to 3 hours to edge all this out. This bed right here, it is 180 foot long. So got a little crooked right here. You see that nutsedge coming up in the bed bad here. So I got a question for you guys now, because I haven't found anything. These 3 Blue Star junipers here, they get nutsedge in them bad every single year. They grow up, it grows up in between it, and I haven't found anything to spray over the top of it that won't kill the Blue Star juniper. So if you guys know the answer to that, let me know in the comments. This is not an issue because it's not in the middle of the Blue Star juniper, but you know, you can't pull this stuff because it'll just break the nutlet off and it comes right back. So what's the use to pull it? But I would love to know if there's anything to spray on this that won't kill this, that'll take that out. But back to the, pull this grass up out of here. But anyway, that's what this video was about. It's just, you know, don't be spraying when it's scorching hot. Do it at a cooler time during the day. It doesn't matter if it's 90 degrees. Going to be 90 degrees for the day. As long as you spray it in cooler weather, you should be fine. Just don't spray it when it's actually, 85 and above. So yeah, a lot of edging, like I said. So anyway, let's go ahead and pull this weed coming up out of this Fire Chief arborvitae here. That stuff's bad here too, poke stalk. But if you want any of the products, the plant food stuff, or the Apex Turf Top Tall Fescue, looks like a dead rat or a mole laying there. Never know what you're gonna find out here. If you want any of those products, it's primetimefescue.com, the Apex seed, long guides on there. So I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.